Hey guys, welcome to another vlog. This is the start of my December vlog. Today is actually Monday, December 1st, and my job ended earlier today. I was so thankful for that. So I thought I would come on here. I had some questions to answer, so thought I would come on here and do a first segment. So stitching, I was able to stitch yesterday, and I'm working on this piece by Soda Stitch. I am stitching it on Fiberlicious 14 count Aida in Dream Drizzle, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. I actually went over, and it's hard to tell. Instead of ripping these out, I just did one strand of the white Petite Treasure braid over the snowflakes. You can't tell in here, but in person you can look at it and see it's sparkly. I am really liking this, and I'm actually going to frame this in a hoop. So going forward, that is what I would like to do. I love big projects, but I know myself, in the middle of it, I get bored. Not bored, but I need to have a finish and go on to something else. These small projects are fantastic, and Etsy is a treasure trove of small projects. So I actually ordered a hoop where I got this one that has like Christmas themed, and it has the wood back for it, so I'm very excited. So it comes from the UK, so it's going to take a little bit, but yeah, I'm going to maybe stitch today a little bit, but if not, then I will definitely be taking this to the retreat, because now I have the whole Santa face to do. So enjoying that so very much. And I'm also someone who likes to see the whole project without having to move the hoop or move the Q-snap, if that makes sense. Yeah, but enjoying this very much. I stitched on this while watching Bret Michaels' Rock of Love. Believe it or not, that is a comfort show for me. I've seen the 3 seasons of that show a couple times, and I messaged Jill the other day and was like, is it wrong that that is like a comfort show of mine? The girls are train wrecks, but I just, it's an escape, right? Being able to watch that and stitch, it's a very enjoyable time. Okay, so I did get one purchase in the mail. I bought from Colorado Cross Stitcher. Whoopsie. Never did that before. Never knocked the camera over. Her 2026 Book of Days, and I bought her special edition, which had the plastic covers, the spiral binding. It's fabulous. So if you don't know what this is, it is a calendar. It is a calendar, and let me show you. Well, look, a needlework enthusiast book of days, meaning I really would like, and I say would like because it's going to have to become a habit, but I would like to mark off each day what I do stitching wise. That way I can look back and say, hey, I worked on this project certain number of days, worked on that project certain number of days. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, maybe after I write it down, I use a highlighter, a different colored highlighter, or something, even maybe a different colored pencil, to signify what project it is, because then I could know how long it would take me to finish something. Now, what I would like to write down on these days is the stats of what I've done. And, you know, I always wondered how everyone kept track of the number of stitches and percentage that they stitched and all of that. Markup-XP, that's what I'm thinking, because I use Markup-XP now for my stitching patterns. I use it on my phone. It's fantastic. What I didn't realize was after you do a stitching session, I'm going to put a screenshot up here of my stitching session from Saturday. Okay, I'm going to leave it up while I'm talking. If you look at it, it shows you how many stitches I did in that session, how many more I have to go, the percentage that I've done, and it even gave me the time that I stitched, meaning the time I'm guessing that I had the app open. Fantastic. I did not know that it kept all of that information, so I am so very pleased with that. So I will be looking at that once January comes. Each session. She doesn't have any more of the special edition ones. You can get a regular one that doesn't have the clear covers and that doesn't have the binding. But I'm pretty sure you can still get it. I love that it's spiral bound because it's very easy to lay open, but there's quotes in it. You can write notes. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And it gives you a good record at the end of the year of what you've done, right? I mean, I could even make notes as far as my reading too, my books. We'll see. But it would be nice to keep track of the stitching. You know, Goodreads keeps track of my books when I put what I read and how long it takes me to read something. But stitching, I normally don't keep track because I don't want to have it feel like work, right? Okay, someone asked about my diamond painting table, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to take you over there. I bought this table. This table is utterly fantastic, and Bill said it will last forever because it's made from what's called starboard, which boats are made from it. Some, you know, the flooring and things like that. He said this will last forever. Why I wanted it was I wanted this angles, and the whole thing will actually lift up. It's actually a standing desk, if you know what that is. So this is fantastic. I want to say it was $400, $440, something like that. I found the link, but it's currently not available. I mean, it was 2 years ago when I bought it, but I love this so much. And my light pad. So my light pad is an A2 light pad. And I got it off of Amazon. It's still available. I want to say it was $50. Well worth it. I love it. I love it so much. And you know me, I like gadgets. So I got this from Bella de Art Nicole, I think. This covers the button. I love it. Love that. And I also got that from her too. It's a little trash can for like trash drills and stuff. I need to actually sit down and do some diamond painting. I haven't done diamond painting in a long, long while. The good thing is this stuff's not going anywhere, but I need to sit down and do some. This is Hannah Lynn's DD from Diamond Art Club, and there is what it will look like finished. Gorgeous, right? Yeah, gorgeous. Okay, so the last thing that I want to go over, someone asked me how I kit up a project. And I realized that everyone does this differently. No way is wrong. It's just your way of doing it. So first, I'm going to show you a project that I'm going to take with me to the retreat because I literally had to kit that up, and I did that yesterday. So I am going to stitch. These are two projects that are very similar. These are by Sugar Stitches on Etsy. It is Holiday Candies and Holiday Gingerbread House. So I'm trying to think if I want to do this in a hoop, because you don't have to frame something in a hoop. It doesn't have to be circle. You can do a square project. I think I do because these are just so cute. This is cute how they finished it though. Anyway, if you look at both of these, they both are very similar colors. And one of them, I think the Candies one only uses like another pink and another green. They both use the same colors. So what I do, we're just going to take one. I will take the project. I will come over to my DMC vintage cabinet. I have the entire set of DMC in here. So I will look at the key, which is right here, and I'll pull all the floss. Now, I already pulled it, but I will show you what the cabinet looks like. I have the pip and chip bobbins. I was very blessed to be able to order all of this at the same time. I actually ordered it when my grandmother passed away. So that was back in 2021. But the pip and chip bobbins are fantastic. Okay, so first off, I picked a Christmas bag out. This is a Pinny and Tunny bag. I'm pretty sure it is. No, I don't think it is. I don't know, maybe it is. I know I got a bunch of her bags, but usually she has a tag on it. Anyway, this is a Christmas bag that I got. And I pulled the bag out. I'm trying to do this with one hand, mind you. Wait a minute, let me set you down over here. This way, then I can kind of explain it. Okay. So, after I pull the threads, which let me pull all of them out. There's quite a bit. A bunch of pinks, a bunch of greens. Well, no, I don't have to pull them out. I'm sorry. I'm discombobulated here a little bit. I knew what fabric I already wanted to stitch these on, but normally, this is a bag that I got from the Dollar Tree. I just put all the floss in there. That is all the floss for those two projects. The pinks, the greens, and there's a white and a black, I think, and brown for the gingerbread house. I knew what fabric I wanted to stitch them on. I wanted to use up that piece of Dream Drizzle that I'm stitching that Christmas piece on. So what I did was I cut 2 pieces of it. I ironed them. I have this wonderful Black & Decker cordless iron. And what I do is I will come over to my closet. Now, normally, let's say I didn't have the fabric picked out. I would go right in here, pull out my fabric, and pick a piece to stitch the piece on, or paper. This is a Quilter's Cut and Press. It is June Taylor. I iron it on here. It's fantastic. I just bring that over and I actually set it on my printer or set it on my work table. Yeah, either way. So I have the fabric. I have the floss. And that's pretty much it. I put everything in this bag. I already loaded the pattern onto Markup-XP because as far as my gadgets, I keep the same stuff in my little container. So I will put all of the floss in here. I have a seam ripper. I have needles under there. I have a star detailer that helps get threads. And then keep my scissors in here, but when I'm traveling, I would just like set them here like this, like that. And I will probably, when I'm traveling, I will put a needle minder on here. And I usually do a needle minder that's themed. Like I'll put a Christmas one on there because when I'm home and I'm stitching, I'll just stick my needle in this pin cushion. But I'm not going to take this with me when I go to my retreat next week. I have that little origami thing that I keep in my stitching bag that I will use. But I use the same tools as far as like this box, at least for now. This box, the scissors, the seam ripper, all of that kind of stuff. And really, when you think about it, kitting up a project is just getting your thread together, your fabric, what apparatus you're stitching, whether it's a Q-snap, a hoop, in hand, mini stretcher bars, some kind of nurge hoop. There's all different kinds of hoops and Q-snaps and stuff out there. But it's just collecting it and getting it together and figuring out what container like this. But I also have, look, I'll show you 2 other things I have. because I like to change up my system sometimes. I mean, I even have this that has this with it where you can put, you know, the bobbins in there and you can work off of this. Sometimes Halloween, like I'll do that. And then I even have this thing where I could travel with this because I showed this before. You can put the hoop in there, put your pattern in there. But at home, when I'm kitting up a project, it is the easiest thing because everything is in this room. I'm very blessed to have this craft room and this workstation because all of this stuff stays here. When I'm done stitching, I just flick off my light and I'm done. But I realize that people that do not have the entire set of DMC, kitting up a project may require you to buy the floss from 1-2-3 Stitch or go to a place like Michael's or Hobby Lobby. It can be very different, but that is how I do it. I try to make it as seamless and as simple as possible. Obviously, it's more difficult when I am traveling and going to a retreat because I'm actually bringing 4 projects. I will never get to 4 projects, but I will do this one. I have another one that's like a companion piece to this that uses a couple different threads and then the 2 gingerbread ones. So I have all of those ready to go. But yeah, that's what is involved. Now, there are also people that use these thread drops, or they will use those cards that have the holes in it to, I like using just like this. I like using the bobbins, and you can see what I do. See how I rolled up? Instead of winding the thread back on the bobbin, and I used to do it that way, I just twist it into a circle and lay it on top, because even if I had another color on top of it, it's not going to go anywhere. And with the small projects I do, they're never like a million colors. Now, if you have something that's like Heaven and Earth Designs where it's 90 colors, I would have one of those, you know, the big file boxes where you can put all your bobbins in it. I would have to have something like that. But that's the basics. That's how I go ahead and kit up a project. Pretty simple. When I wasn't working on my phone on Markup-XP, I love that program so much. It's so easy to, because I can enlarge the little spot that I'm stitching on. You can highlight. I just tap it with my finger and it highlights it. A++. I would have a magnetic board and I would put the pattern on there and just use, let me show you. I have a couple different magnetic boards, but this is my newest one that I have, just like a regular magnetic board. Whoopsie. And this stand, it sits on the stand right here. So I would use needle minders and put the pattern on that. But I have a whole set of colored pencils that are the Crayola twistable ones. You never have to sharpen them. You just twist them out. And these are fantastic, as I drop it, these are fantastic for marking your patterns, because I am always afraid of dropping my highlighter on my fabric. And Jill actually did that at the retreat in New Jersey. She got it out, or was a spot that she was going to be stitching over it. That's my biggest fear. And I've almost done it a handful of times, and I said, okay, I'm going to figure something out. But like I said, now that I use Markup-XP on my phone, yeah, it works. So, but yeah, that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. I am reading a book by Harriet Tice called Blood Orange. I'm going to put the cover up right here. It is quite the suspenseful book. She is a lawyer. I think they call them a barrister in the UK. And she's having an affair. She has a husband and a daughter, and her husband aren't getting along. And her newest client is on trial for murder. And I'm about, I want to say 65, 70% through the book. Someone said there's a twist. Well, I don't know when it's coming, but the book is suspenseful. Like, it definitely holds your interest. And you know, I love those kind of books. I'm highly anticipating next year, well, January and February, Alice Feeney, Mary Kubica, Frida McFadden, they're all coming out with books. So cannot wait because I will be getting them, especially Alice Feeney. Everyone that's gotten an advanced reader copy of that book has raved about it, and it's called My Husband's Wife. Dude, I'm there. I'm there. I don't know, sometime in January it's coming out. Can't wait. I still love my Kindle. The great thing about that too is I'll be able to travel very easily with that to the retreat. I leave Thursday. I'm very excited. Thursday, Friday, come back Saturday night. It's going to be good to get away and get some stitching done and see my friends. And we do an ornament exchange, so I will be doing that. So all of that's going to be a good time. But okay, I will let you guys go. I hope you are having a good beginning of December, and I will see you in the next segment. Hey guys, today is Tuesday, December 2nd. And yes, I'm back already the very, very next day. I did not get done any more stitching yesterday. After I edited the video, it was dinner time. So today my job ended earlier than I anticipated, which was good. And I love, and as you guys probably know this, Primrose Cottage stitches. Their patterns are simple yet beautiful, and they're very easy to stitch, and they have such great finishing techniques. Like they have all these tutorials on their YouTube channel of how to finish these things. So right before work started today, I was perusing the Facebook group, and someone had finished, let me show you. Someone had finished this religious Christmas trio beautifully. They had done it in 3 pillows. And I was like, maybe I would like to finish it the way they did, but I want to try, instead of making a pillow, I want to fold it around mat board and do like that. So I'm going to try it. And I got it in my head. I was like, I almost was going to work on it at the retreat instead of the projects I've already kitted up. However, I need to, in my head, in my brain, I need to stick with my plan when I do that, because this is how I don't finish a lot of things, because I start stitching on something and then it's like squirrel, right? And I see a new project, so I start that, and then I see something else. I have to stick with what I'm working on and get something finished. But I wanted to get fabric for this because I really do want to stitch these 3. So I got done work. Bill was off today because he's working Friday. He normally doesn't work Fridays, but he was off today, so he's working Friday. And so I was done work, and I knew the stitching post in Catonsville, they closed at 3 o'clock, and it was like 1 o'clock. And I said to him, and it's rainy here. It's a rainy, yucky day. But I said, hey, you know, do you want to run me up to the stitching post? Because when he's here and not doing anything, he likes to drive me up there instead of me just driving, especially when it's just kind of a crappy day. Oh, but I wanted to throw a picture up here of the person's, and I'll put their name down below, you know, so give them credit, their finish. And it would give me a chance to use my sewing machine too. And you know, think of it this way. If I never finish anything or practice finishing, I will never get any better at it. You get better at it by doing it more and more. So there's the picture. Love it. Love it so much. So I decided to get, this is 28 count lamb's wool Joblin. Love Joblin so much. So I got 3 pieces of this to stitch this on. So that was my main thing going in there. but of course I walked around. And I also got another piece of fabric. So I got those 3 pieces. And then I got, this is, I'm pretty sure this is Picture This Plus Ada, which I absolutely love. 14 count vellum. Yeah, it's Picture This Plus. A cream color. Love it. I stitched Plum Street Samplers Beans on Picture This Plus Midas Ada. It turned out fabulous. And then I also got 2 things of stretcher bars, mini stretcher bars. I like to use these for stitching. I'll tack the fabric on it. It's lighter than a Q-snap, and it would fit in here pretty easily in this stand because, like I said, it's also not as thick as a Q-snap. It's only 1/2 inch. But yeah, I use these, and then I use, what in the actual hell? It's gotta be that thing. Needlepoint canvas tacks to tack the fabric around it. Yeah, it's like, it's that thing is not, it's too big for the, there we go. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so got those stretcher bars. And then I also got this, the Krynic cording maker. They only had 1 of these there, so I got the last one. I've been wanting to try making my own cording if I want to do something around the edge of something. I've seen videos on it. It's not that hard. So got that. I got 2 needle minders. These were just so cute. These are by Beverly McCullough. This one is called, what the hell? Flamingo Joe's? Oh, Flamingo Toes must be the company name. This one is very cute. Look at that little deer with the bird on it. And then I got this one too. Very cute. Love needle minders. And the last thing I got is a pattern that I had not seen. So I love Glendon Place. I've owned a couple of their patterns. This one is called Christmas Greetings. They had this stitched in the store. That gets me every time, seeing the stitched model. This looked amazing. I love it so much. Yeah, look at all those beautiful trees. So that was all I got. That was plenty. Trust. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and show you that. And I am going to do some stitching right now. I have about 2 hours before dinner, so I'm gonna get this clip uploaded, but settle in and put on Rock of Love, Brett Michaels' Rock of Love, and do some stitching and enjoy some of the time that the spare time that I have. So I hope you guys are all doing good, and I will see you in the next segment. Hey guys, welcome to another segment. Today is Sunday, December 7th. And I am back from the Fall Tangles Retreat. It was very good, a lot of fun. I went on Thursday, got back last night late, like 9:15. And I'll admit, I'm tired today. Just trying to do laundry, catch up, went to the grocery store, just trying to do a whole bunch of things when I come back. Plus, you know, I'm off tomorrow, thank God, because I have to look over the 2 jobs that my team did Thursday and Friday when I was gone. And that's going to take me some time. So, so I'm trying to go in order. Stitching, I did have a finish. I did complete the Santa piece when I was there. This is Sew to Stitch. I don't even know what it's called. But what I wound up doing in the Santa hat was this is Petite Treasure Braid, the little like crosses. So I decided to do that. So I enjoyed stitching this very much. Liked it, love it. Waiting for a hoop to come in, and I'm going to actually finish it in a hoop because the hoop that I ordered, she makes a wood back so I can hang it on the wall without hanging it by the hoop hanger. I can hang it, you know, use 3M picture hangers and hang it on with the wood back. So hopefully I'll get that soon and be able to finish that. Not that I'm hanging it, because hanging nothing on the fucking wall, but yeah. And then I started, so I finished that like Saturday afternoon. But I did start this design by Sugar Stitches on Etsy, Holiday Gingerbread House. I love that. And they have like a companion piece called Holiday Candies, where it pretty much uses, I mean, look, side by side. It almost uses the same colors. But I am wanting to use up this piece of fabric, Dream Drizzle from Fiberlicious. I started it on this, so I got a good start. Started in the middle. Yeah, so going to work on that from, you know, going forward until I finish it. Hopefully I'll be able to finish that by Christmas. We'll see. And then I think my next project, even though it's not Christmassy really, it's going to be the Primrose Cottage Stitches Free Stitch Friday for December. I got the kit in the mail when I was gone. So I ordered the kit because you're able to get the cut of fabric and all the threads and all that good stuff. So let me show you what came in the kit. They always give you something extra. So I picked 14 count Ada, which is, and believe it or not, I actually like the plain side. So I think it was like Vintage Country Mocha. I will actually use this side. I won't use the hand-dyed side. And the pattern, I'll put a picture up here. I don't even know where. I have it on my phone because I use, you know, Markup-XP. Yes, Vintage Country Mocha, 14 count Ada. And then it came with 2 DMC, which of course I had, but I will use that white and like an orangey color. But then it came with 3 Weeks Dye Works, which I don't have because I don't keep hand-dyed threads anymore. So it came with these 3. It's a really cute pattern. And then the free thing, oh, I like this. I will put this on my refrigerator. This is a magnet, so it shows you, it's a calendar magnet for 2026. Like that very much. So I will put that up there. But I got that. So over the weekend too was the Jingle Ball that is put on by Lindy Stitches and a whole bunch of other designers. You can take classes, which I didn't, but you buy an admission ticket and then you're also able to buy exclusive patterns that they make for this Jingle Ball. And I mean, the patterns I'm pretty sure are like released a year later or whatever time span the designer wants to do. But the only reason I even joined it was because Primrose Cottage Stitches was going to be in it. And their patterns didn't disappoint. I did purchase 1, 2, 3 that they had. So the ones I purchased was Merry Mouse. Very, very cute. Love that. Feliz Navidad, which is so cute. Look how cute that is. Look at that scarf on that sheep. Love that. And then Santa and You. So kind of like a primitive Santa. I love how his hat is sideways, but then he's got like a whole sled of sheep. Very, very cute. So loved both of those. They had another pattern. They had Winter Rules like that went along with their other ones, but I didn't get that. But yeah, so there was that. And then of course, I mean, not of course, but I did go to Salty Yarns when I was there. Cindy and I went, and I did get a couple things. So let me show you what I got. I bought some more of these fabric huggers. You know how you can put them around a Q-snap or even like around a hoop if you had extra fabric. They're really good for Q-snaps though. They really will hold your excess fabric pretty well. So got a whole set of them. And then I actually got a plastic, I like this one. This has obviously their logo on it, but you know, sometimes I like to have the, be able to see what's in it. So this is for like if I kit up a project and I'm taking it with me to a stitch night or you know what I mean. So yeah, so got that. And then a lot of people at the retreat had these magnetic frames, and I know people on Etsy sell them, use them for perforated paper. I got 2 sizes. They didn't have the 5-inch size. I got 4-inch. So you see they have their name, but you know, you slide it and it has magnets on either side, and then you're able to put your paper in there. And this would be, if you didn't want to hold your paper in your hand, this would fit in my Velky Pataki. Yeah. So, but then I got the big one. They had a big one, and this would fit probably just about an entire piece of paper, because piece of regular perforated paper is 9 by 12. So yeah, I got those 2. And then I also got a set of scroll frames. They sell roller frames. They are one of the distributors, and she had a whole bunch. And you know, when I decluttered and cleaned out all my stuff, I got rid of all of my scroll frames that I had. I had so many and I wasn't using them. I got rid of all of them except the ones for my Stitchmate. But I sold my Lowry, but I kept my Lowry table clamp because I stitch here at the table, and so I love the table clamp. But I was like, I need to have a set of scroll rods, just one set, and I got ones big enough that say 18-inch, because that would fit a fat quarter of fabric. So I got those, and I got 7-inch sidebars. And because there is a piece that I would like to stitch at some point, I don't know when, it's a Christmas piece, I also got a piece of fabric for it. I got a fat quarter of 25 count Lugana in Ash Rose. I'm going to put up the pattern right here. It is a gingerbread town. Absolutely love it, off of Etsy. And it's stitched on like a pinky fabric. So love that very much. I love Lugana. And then we did an ornament exchange, and I always do it. So I really loved this little box that it came in. And this was Mary's ornament. And what's so funny, she did a perforated paper ornament. I love it so much. The back is like glittery felt. The past 2 years, I have picked her ornament. I don't know how. And she does a perforated paper one every year. Like last year, I think was an elf with like beaded legs. The year before that, I don't remember, but it's like 3 years in a row I have picked her ornament, which I find hilarious. But I loved this one so much. So I will be hanging that on my tree. And then Cindy gave me a book tote when we were there. And here it is. So it has, you know, leather canvas handles, book travert. And I'll let you read that. But what's awesome about this is the front pocket is Velcro. So you can, nothing will fall out what you put in there. But love that so much. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Like I said, it was a very fun weekend. Goes by very, very quickly. And yeah, I was really glad to finish a project, start another project. And I look forward to April. April is the next one that we have. So, but I hope you guys had a good rest of your week and a good weekend. And I will see you in the next clip. Hey guys, today is Wednesday, December 17th. And I realize it's been like 10 days since I've recorded the clip. I was like, wow, the month has just been flying, and you know, life has been lifing. We did pick a mortgage broker to get our loan through for the house, so things are happening somewhat in that area. I have been reading. I just finished a book I really liked called My Husband Next Door by K.L. Slater. I'm going to put the cover up here. Really liked it. Read that almost in one day. And I haven't picked a new book to read. there are a couple coming out in 2026 that I am highly anticipating, and I talked about those in the last clip. But I do have a finish and I do have progress. So the piece that I finished at the retreat, the Soda Stitch Santa, I actually finished it in a hoop finish. It was my first time that I did it, and I think it turned out really cute. So I had purchased this hoop with the fabric from Stitching Kit Hoops. I think that's what it is on Etsy. And I think for the next one, if I do it in a hoop, I'm going to try doing it myself. I'm going to try putting the fabric myself. But what I like is that I was able to get this wood back from her too. So now I'll be able to put, you know, 3M picture hangers hanging on the wall. Right. And then I have never been very good at tying bows, and I've never really wanted to put in the work to really learn how to do it. But Hands-On Design just does something like this. I just stuck a pin, cut 2 pieces of ribbon, done. The finish was actually pretty easy. I just used tacky glue. And what I did on the inside was, I know there's different ways, like you can lace it, you can pull it, I literally just cut it and glued it down and then just stuck this on the back. It was not hard at all. I think this turned out really, really cute. So there's that finish. And then I have been working on my gingerbread cottage. I don't even know what this is called. I'll link it in the description box. But this is, again, off of Etsy. That has taken me a long time. I mean, that's solidly stitched almost, except for the windows. So there's like a companion piece to this that is like Christmas candy. I would really like to do it. I don't know though, because what I really want to do after I get done this is the Free Stitch Friday from Primrose Cottage Stitches. So cute. And I already have like a finishing board for it that I bought from Starry Night Studios. So yeah, I'm going to be finishing this on one of those boards too, I think. I don't know if I bought the right size. But I do have a couple finishing boards. So what I'm really going to try to do, trying to be smart about, you know, spending money, right, on craft stuff when I already have so much, is the finishing boards that I have, I'm really just going to try to find something if I don't already have a piece situated for them, because I think I bought one and then I never finished the piece. That's what I think happened. Need to also learn to completely stitch a piece and then buy the finishing, because sometimes I just don't finish stuff. But yeah, so I'm going to try to do that. Try to find a pattern, like kind of like I did with that Michaels thing that I got. Remember that box I had gotten? This was back, I want to say, in the summer maybe. I had gotten that box and then I wound up stitching that Once Upon a Time thing to match it. I just loved the box so much that... But yeah, this is pretty cute. This is Fiberlicious 14 count Aida in Dream Drizzle. And this was the same fabric that I used for this one. But love the hoop finish when it's like a round thing like this. I absolutely love it. It was so easy to do that. And then I had gotten this needle minder from the Stitch and Post, which is right now my local needlework shop. But yeah, that's all I have. I've just been busy with work and just different things, and you know, Christmas is coming, and I mean, we're only, let's say 17th, so we're 8 days away. We've been done shopping and wrapping and all of that for a couple weeks now, and it's been nice to be done. Yeah, I've been watching, so what things I've been watching on Hulu, All's Fair. Oh man, that show is so amazing. And I have to thank my friend Becky for pointing to me in that direction. I'll put a screenshot up here. And then I have been watching, believe it or not, The Big Bang Theory. I never watched it when it was on. And I know there are 12 seasons. So I am on season 4. What I do is when I go downstairs at night to go to bed, I'll watch a couple episodes and I'll play bingo. I play Bingo Blitz on my iPad, so if any of you are bingo members and you play it also, send me a friend request. I'm pretty sure I'm just Danielle Jones on there. I don't have any special whatever. And yeah, I really like playing the bingo game. That's kind of like how I unwind. And I really like the show, The Big Bang Theory, because I can relate to Sheldon. I can relate to Leonard. I can relate to pretty much all of them. I mean, think about it. As humans, yeah, I mean, we all at some time feel like we're not good enough and, hurt and all of that. So I love the characters, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how the show progresses. HBO Max it's on, and that's how I'm watching it right now. But okay, I'm going to let you guys go, and I definitely should be back at some point. I'm actually going to be stitching today, hopefully, because my job's already ended for the day. So, but okay, I'll see you in the next segment. Bye! Hey guys, welcome back to the last segment of the December video. Today is Wednesday, December 31st, and it has been a very busy, tiring, and stressful couple weeks. I have not done barely any stitching or diamond painting or anything. I did put away the gingerbread house that I was working on, and I'll just finish that at some point later. I decided to start the Free Stitch Friday from Primrose Cottage Stitches that was for December. I bought the kit, and I'll put a picture up here of what it's supposed to look like. So I don't have very much, but I did start in the middle and doing the word, because it says Hello Winter. So I don't know how much I'll really get done in January. This vlog is even shorter than my normal vlog. Just life, But I hope you guys all had a good Christmas and a good New Year by the time you watch this. So that's it. That's all I have. I know it's not very much. Life is lifing, So thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching this vlog if you have watched the whole thing. And I will see you at the end of January.